Okay, good morning M4. Today for math, we are going to continue learning about sequencing. We have learned this before, and this is when we are going to sequence decimal point from smallest to largest. As you can see at the back, we have discussed that. Okay, here. Right, so for sequencing, we have the decimal points, this one, and we have the number line. I'm just going to quickly talk about this since you already know it, but this is our decimal point here at the beginning, and if we go to our left side, we have our place value. We start with ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on, and if we go to the right side, we will find our decimal, like after the decimal point, you will see tens or 1/10, hundreds or 100, thousands or 1 over thousands. This is after the decimal point, like this one. This is decimal point, and this is the tens, hundreds, thousands point, and this is the ones, tens, hundreds, place value. So as you can see, we have 4 given numbers. We have 0.75, 0.1, 1.25, and 0.09. When we are going to decide what is biggest and smallest, or smallest to biggest, we have to look for our place value. As we can see here, we have 0, 0, 1, and we have 0. Automatically, this one will be our biggest number because it has a whole number of 1. So this 1.25, we can put it as our biggest. Let me use a red pen. 1.25. Now we can cross that out. We have 3 remaining numbers. Since all of them has 0 whole number, or there's no whole number, we check the numbers after the decimal point, the tens, hundreds, and thousand. First, we check on the tens value, 7, 1, and 0. Now, which number has the smallest value? 7, 1, or 0? As you can see, it's 0 because that's the smallest. So we can say that 0.09 is our smallest number. You can cross that out. Now next is what number comes after 0.09. We have 2 left. Now we can check this tens value. Still we have 1 and 7. Which one is smallest? Of course it's 1, so it comes after it. 0.1, so here we have 0.75. So this is how you sequence the decimal point. Even if we have, let's say for example, even if this is 7 and this is, let's say 6. If this is 7 and this is 6, if they have the same value on tens, both 7, then you go to hundreds. Now you will check, let's run this off. Now you will check which one is smallest. Is 5 smallest than 6 or 6 smallest than 5? Of course, it's 5. 5 is smaller than 6. So our answer here should be 0.75, and here is 0.76. Simple as that. Alright, so let me just... Now what if we have a mixed number, improper fraction, decimal, and another fraction here, or just the regular fraction or proper fraction? What do we do? How are we going to put them in the line? First, we need to convert them into a decimal point. Since we already have 1 decimal point, we don't have to convert it. We only have to convert this, this, and this. We don't have to convert that one. This, you have to remember how we can confirm, or rather convert, mixed fraction to improper fraction first, then we convert it to decimal point. What we need to do is we multiply our denominator 4 to 2, so 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 plus 3 is 11. You copy the same denominator, 4. Now what you're going to do, you have this improper fraction now. Now you're going to do division. What is the number outside here? It's always our denominator, 4, and the number inside is always our numerator, 11. Just move it a little here. So you are going to divide it. Now you have to think, do you need decimal point here? Is this smaller than the outside number? No, you don't need decimal point here. So all you have to do is to think, how many 4 is inside 11? So there are 2 4. So what you're going to do, you just have to do the normal division. 2 times 4, you have 8. Then divide. I rather take away, it will be 3. So this 3 will be your remainder 3. So this one, or rather 2 3 4 is equivalent to the decimal of 2.3. Got it. Okay, now we go next here. We have 8 thirds. This is an improper fraction. How are we going to get the decimal point of it? Still, we use the division. This is the division. You put your denominator outside, which is 3, numerator inside, which is 8. Now you don't have to use the decimal point because 8 is bigger than 3, or numerator is bigger than 3, so you don't have to use decimal point. Now, how many 3 is inside of 8? There are 2, so put 2 here. 2 times 3 is 6. Take away, it's 2. So let's take 2.2. So 8 thirds is equivalent to 2.2. That's all. Here, you don't have to change it. It's already in decimal point. Now here, you can also use your division, but to make it easier or simpler, you just have to put decimal point. How many zeros here? There are 2, so you just write 0 and 1. Since 1 is here, you remember that there are 2 digits after your decimal point. There are 2 zeros, so 0 and 1. So this is equivalent. So 1 over 10 is equivalent to 0.1. So we have this decimal point now. This decimal point, this decimal point, and this decimal point. Now we are going to place them in order, or to sequence them from smallest to largest or biggest, so from 0 going to 3. Now looking at the decimal point, which one is the smallest? So we have 0 here and 0 here. Now we look at the tenths value. The tenths value here is 5, the tenths value here is 0. So this is our smallest number, 1 over 100, followed by, so we just copy 0.5 here, followed by, now we have to check, we have the same whole number 2 in the place value of ones. We have 2, and now we go to, after the decimal point, we go to the tenths, 2 and 3. Which one is the smallest, 2 or 3? Of course it's 2, so you're right. 8 thirds, and our biggest number is our mixed fraction, 2 3/4. That's just it. So always remember, when you have a mixed number, improper fraction, or rather mixed fraction, improper fraction, just decimal point, and proper fraction, if you are going to put them in a sequence, always convert them into decimal point first, so that it's easy for you to check which one is the smallest and biggest. And you always remember the place value line. The decimal point, ones, tens, hundreds, and then going to the right is our tenths, hundreds, and thousands. So on your activity, there are 5 questions. Same, you can see it on the, you will see it on the Google Classroom, and all you have to do is write it on your math exercise book or your temporary notebook. You can copy, write your name, write the date, copy the given numbers, and then draw a line and convert them to decimal point if you have to, and then put them in order. You have 5 of them. Simple as that. Okay, if you have any question, send a message in the group. And the same thing, check the until when or until what time you can submit your math worksheet.